I should probably brush my teeth. Yeah. Oh yeah, we should probably pee. Yeah.
One eternity later.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. It has been a while since I picked up this camera, and I apologize for that, but I've been putting a lot of effort into, last week was midterms, I'm on spring break right now. I've been putting a lot of work into Instagram and also my coaching business, and we also hit 10K, 10,000 followers on Instagram, and I wanted to say, if you do follow me on Instagram, thank you so much for the support. Even if you are just watching this video, thank you so much for the support. It's unreal. I never would have thought like last year that I would be in the position right now where I'm able to impact 10,000 people every single day on Instagram. So that's absolutely incredible. Anyways, as you can tell by the title of this video, we are recapping my 2018 Summer Shredding Classic prep for men's physique, answering why I am not competing in 2019, and yeah, just how I prepped and how I got third place in my class at that event, how I got this medal right here. As you can see, 2018 Summer Shredding Classic Men's Physique, Class G2, third place. Should I wear this? You guys are probably gonna make fun of me for this, but you know what, I'm wearing it. So, Summer Shredding Classic. Alright, so I started, so Christian originally announced this, I think it was at the beginning of March last year. So about a year ago from today is when he announced this, and I had a lot of my buddies that, enough of this. I had a lot of my buddies ask me, why don't you compete? You have a physique for it. It's I don't really want to get a spray tan and go up on stage in board shorts. This is it's just not my thing, you know. But then Christian announced this competition, and if you know me, Christian and the brand Alpha Elite alone has a huge impact on what I do today. It has a huge impact on why I vlog, why I pick up this camera, why I'm into fitness as much as I am. Christian has a huge impact on me, a huge inspiration of mine. So once he announced that he was hosting a show, and I had a chance to not only go to the Alpha Elite gym and train with these Alpha Elite athletes and meet Christian and all these people, I had a chance to compete and win a contract with Alpha Elite and Ghost. So I was all in on this, and I was the best decision I've ever made. But I just committed to it. I was all right, let's do a show. I'm gonna push myself towards an end goal. I'm gonna have a new goal in mind. I'm gonna be motivated, and I'm gonna go full send into this. So started prep at March 15th. March 15th is when I was 90 days out from the show. The show was on June 15th. So when I started, I was about 192 pounds. Right now I'm sitting about 203. So I started at 192 pounds, and I was whoa, I'm already kind of lean right now, so I'm gonna take this prep very slowly. And so that is what I did. I started off, I think, close to 3,000 calories, over 300 grams of carbs, and I stayed over 300 grams of carbs for the majority of this prep. Fun fact is I actually did not touch my calories for a solid month going into it. I think that's a huge thing with prepping or dieting in general, is just stay patient, take your time with it, and don't adjust if you don't need to. So what my goal was to lose half a pound to a pound of body weight each week, while maintaining and holding on to a lot of my strength, a lot of my muscle. So doing that approach, I actually started off doing no cardio. I did no cardio starting off. I just wanted to see how long I could go on these calories without doing any cardio and losing weight. So that first week I dropped 2 to 3 pounds of water. Felt absolutely incredible, by the way. Week 1 into a diet, you're gonna feel amazing because you just dropped that water weight and you're still strong and everything. So it just gives you a little bit more energy. You cleaned up your diet a little bit and you feel great. I actually hit a point, and I was actually writing down my weigh-in from every single day, as well as putting it into my notes to help me stay accountable to that. And I was taking the average of this, the weigh-ins from Sunday through Saturday, at the out of those 7 days, I'm taking the average out of that weigh-in and comparing it to the last week. Did I weigh half a pound less than I did last week? So it's all about the weekly average at the end of the day. So I hit my first plateau. I was like, okay, I didn't lose any weight this week compared to last week's average. And what most people would do in this situation is add cardio or drop their calories. Me, I didn't. I kept going because you need to be super patient with this game. And I honestly had a 12-week prep. I wish I would have done 15 or even 20 weeks to take it even slower. Because when you get to a point where you're dropping your calories every week, you're going to be losing weight a little bit too fast. 12 weeks seems like a long time, but at the same time, when you're getting stage lean, when you're getting below like 7% body fat, in 12 weeks time, that's kind of fast, and you are going to lose a little bit of strength, a little bit of muscle, which I did. I got to the point where I felt weak. I felt like I lost some muscle because I honestly should have done a longer prep. But anyways, I hit this first plateau and I decided not to change my calories at all. I wanted to ride this out. What do you know? Next week I lost half a pound. So that was the strategy that I used. If I plateaued, I still wouldn't make any changes. If I plateaued for more than 2 weeks, then that's when I would make my changes and I started implementing cardio. I started off my first cardio sessions that I started doing was actually a month into prep, and I would do 2 low intensity steady state cardio sessions a week. So just the Stairmaster, and what I would do is a level 10 intensity for 20 to 30 minutes, and I would do this twice a week. And I'm a huge fan because like I have a big appetite. Like as you can see, I freaking crushed that 10,000 calorie challenge easily. I'm eating 4,250 calories a day right now on my lean bulk, so I have an appetite. And so cardio is simply a tool for fat loss. It is not required whatsoever. That is a common misconception made in this game. Cardio, literally, look at it this way. It is a tool so you can eat a little bit more calories per day on a diet. So what I mean by this is when I do cardio, I'm able to eat a little bit more because I burn more calories. So like if I didn't do cardio, I would have to eat less. If I do cardio, I'm burning into that deficit instead of eating into that deficit, if that makes sense. So that's when I started implementing cardio, and throughout this prep, my saving grace was water and vegetables, because I got to the point where month 1, super easy, then a little bit of hunger started kicking in, a little bit of depletion here and there, we'll get into that later, but water and vegetables were my saving grace. I would just chug, whenever I feel hungry, I would just chug the hell out of water. And I shit you not, I was drinking almost like 2 gallons a day worth of water just to help me stay full, help me flush out weight. I was going to the bathroom like probably twice an hour, just saying. But I felt great in the gym. I was sweating a shit ton in the gym because I was so hydrated, and the water provided a great pump, and it's hard to get a good pump when you're in a deficit for so long. So water is definitely amazing. Vegetables, man, saved my life because that you can eat so much more volume with your food. Like vegetables are super low calorie, so you can fill up so much on vegetables, and like not like I got to the point where like I was about like a month and a half out, and I stopped eating like pasta and rice because, well, I mean I still had it here and there, but it wasn't such a core staple meal for me. And what replaced that was like zucchini noodles and cauliflower rice. Sounds freaking crazy, but like a whole serving of zucchini noodles or a whole serving of cauliflower rice is literally like 1/3 the calories of normal rice or normal pasta. So I started implementing that, and it was keeping me a lot fuller because I was eating a lot more volume, bigger meals, but they were lower calorie, if that makes sense. So vegetables, water saved my life on prep. I honestly get like a huge sweet tooth when I'm on prep as well. So things like Halo Top, things like sugar-free Jello, sugar-free pancake syrup, chocolate chips in my oatmeal. You guys know I do that. That's what helped me with my sweet tooth. Drinking BCAAs intra-workout as well. Drinking 0-calorie Gatorade, 0-calorie Powerades, white Monsters. Oh my God, the caffeine that I had. Because I got to days where I was just so low energy. I was living off those white 0-calorie Monsters. I'm not gonna lie, but like I held myself back. I only had like 2 or 3 caffeine dosages a day. So at some points I would have 2 energy drinks a day. Sounds bad, but seriously, like you lose energy, and I would have my pre-workout. And honestly, caffeine is also a really good way to help with your appetite. It kind of suppresses your appetite a little bit, and I think it was close to a month out is actually when I started implementing intermittent fasting, because I'm a huge breakfast guy, so leaving the house without breakfast is actually incredibly hard for me. Like, I love breakfast food and I want to eat before I go out, but I actually did intermittent fasting. I didn't have my first meal until about noon or 1 o'clock every day, and so I would just chug water and have black coffee in the morning to help suppress my appetite. That way I could eat a little bit more food from like 12 to like 10 o'clock at night, for example, and so I didn't have to wait so long in between meals, and it would help a lot with my hunger. Getting closer to the show date, this is when I started cleaning up my diet a little bit. I started cutting out dairy. I started cutting out things that would make me bloated. So like 0-calorie monsters would bloat me, Halo Top would bloat me, eating a lot of fiber would bloat me, and that's one thing too. You want to keep your fiber up on prep because it's gonna keep you full. So broccoli, Kodiak cakes, like lentil noodles, berries. Oh my god! Like, I would go through a whole package of like blackberries a day. Like, so just like that voluminous food and that fiber that's gonna help fill you up. It was actually 2 weeks out where I went into a depletion phase. So during this depletion phase, I felt like shit. I'm gonna be 100% honest. This is the side effects of a competition prep. It's your body goes into survival mode. Like, literally your hormones are not working correctly. It goes into survival mode because you've been in a constant deficit for so long that your body's just not used to it. It's not healthy. It's really not healthy. Competing is not healthy at all. But anyways, I'm so glad that I did the show, but it's just not healthy. Going back to that depletion thing, something I forgot to mention is refeeds. So if I would go like 6 days training throughout the week, and let's say like 3 of those 4 of those days, I would feel like absolutely depleted. I wouldn't feel strong in the gym. I wasn't getting a pump. This is where I know that glycogen is depleted out of my muscles. And like a Sunday, I would have like 500 or 600 or even 700 grams of carbs to help restore that glycogen in my body and get me ready for that next week of training, to give myself some energy. And believe it or not, I would say like 9 times out of 10 that I would do this refeed, I would actually wake up the next day with a new low weigh-in. It blows my mind how that works, but it basically resets your body. So if you hit any sort of plateau, maybe you need a refeed, because it literally resets your body and kickstart that fat loss again. It regulates your hormones, it restores your muscles with glycogen, and then it kickstarts that fat loss again. So refeeds were a huge tool for me. I think I did about 7 or 8 refeeds. Actually like 6 or 7 refeeds throughout the total of that 12-week prep. If I would have done a longer prep of 20 weeks, I honestly would have done refeeds weekly. It's such a powerful tool, and it helps a lot with cravings. I never implemented any sort of cheat meal. I never had any sort of cheat meal within that 12 weeks. And I did refeeds instead. And refeeds for me would be like 600, 700 grams of carbs again, about staying below 50 fat and hitting my protein goal of about 190 to 180. So anyways, 2 weeks out from the show, depletion mode. I literally stayed at the same fat. My fats were about 50 grams all prep. So I would hit 50 grams of fat. Protein stayed at about 190 all prep. And carbs, I literally got only from vegetables. So I had no cereal, no oatmeal, no rice, no pasta, literally just vegetables. So like cauliflower rice, zucchini noodles, stir fry with like carrots and broccoli and greens and all that stuff. I would literally get my carbs only from vegetables for that full week. About actually like 5-6 days, 2 weeks out. And that's where I chose to have a day. This is also the day that I took like my only freaking mirror pictures from when I was shredded, because I got to a point where like I was not happy with, I mean, yeah, I was lean, it was cool and all, but like my clothes were fitting super baggy, and like I felt like skinny and small. And if you know my story, I started bodybuilding and I was super skinny, super small. So it kind of like brought back like nostalgic memories of me being skinny, and I didn't like that like at all. So yeah, so I didn't take that many pictures on prep, but you'll see them right here. I actually took a day and I decided to do like a 500 carb day just to see how my body would react after that depletion with high carbs. And like that's literally how I explained it. My veins were coming out, my muscles were popping. I was like, all right, this is freaking dope. So after that day, I got back to about 275 grams of carbs. Again, super high, fast metabolism. I have fast metabolism, I'm blessed with that. So 275 carb, I think was like literally one of the lowest points that I had during prep. I think I got down to 200 carb at one point, and then I started like a slow carb up process up until the show day. And I had like, I think 400 grams of carbs on the day of the show, because I tested my body and I knew that my body was gonna look good with a little bit more carbs in me. And so that's how I looked my best on show day. So as far as water goes, people always ask like, do you need to cut water out? It's like, no, like I stayed around like almost 2 gallons a day. A week out from my show, I started tapering down a little bit. So I would go maybe like 2 gallons, and then 1 gallon, then 3/4 gallon, then a half gallon, then a 1/4 gallon. And then I would like sip just on water just all show day, because you don't want to be carrying a lot of water weight or bloat on that show day. But at the same time, you don't want to completely deprive yourself of water, because you're going to be on stage cramping. You're going to feel like absolute shit throughout that day. So going into prejudging, I think I woke up at 4 a.m. and had some freaking like tuna and rice. Had some Chick-fil-A that morning to kind of get some like greasy, fattier carbs in me to kind of make me fill out a little bit more. And then I just had like, I was just snacking on like rice cakes, Snickers bar, Rice Krispies for the show. And then after prejudging, I went back and had one of my Muscle Maker Grill meals that we picked up, and then went into the night show. And I looked really good at the night show. I don't know why that Muscle Maker Grill, literally Muscle Maker Grill. I'm just kidding. But it made me look really good at the night show. And so that's basically what my prep looked like in a nutshell. I know that's like a lot of information to take in. Hopefully my editing skills made that a little bit easier to comprehend. But the reason I am not competing in the Summer Shredding Classic this year is because, again, like I said, I wasn't satisfied with the package I brought. Like, yes, I was proud of the package I brought. When I look back on it, man, like I said earlier, it kind of brought back memories of being small and me starting out in fitness when I was super skinny. Like, I started fitness when I was like 158 pounds and 6 foot tall, and I got down to like 170 was the lowest that I got. And I thought I was small, and like I even like took my stage approach is like, I'm gonna eat a little bit more carbs so I can come on fuller. I do regret that, because I think at the show they definitely favored conditioning in my class, at least. Even with the overall, with Justin winning, he way out conditioned second place, but I think they favored conditioning, and I think I looked better a day out than I did on show day, because I think I ate too many carbs and spilled over a little bit on show day, because I think I wanted to fill out. Like, I felt like I was kind of small. So big mistake on my end. Honestly, I could show you right here one day out and show you show day right here. You can see that difference of how I filled out more on this side, because I felt like I was going to look better that way, when I really should have done this instead. And that's a lesson learned, and that's why I'm so glad that I did the show, because now I'm able to take this experience, coach others, have this experience for the future when I go into my next show. So the reason I'm not competing this year is because I want to gain size. I'm 203 right now. I want to get up to like 215 or 220 before I even think about doing another prep. I'm only 20 years old. I'm a youngin' in this game. Justin, when he won, he was 24 years old. It goes to show that he had the muscle maturity on me. He had the years of experience and the years of muscle growth on me. So I gotta take my time, be patient, and use this time, this prime age of only 20 years old, to gain some quality muscle. That way when I get back on stage, and yes, I will be doing the Summer Shredding Classic again. I'm so excited. Like, I'm literally like so anxious to get back on stage, but I'm gonna take some time. I think what I'm looking at right now is Summer Shredding Classic 2021, and start prep at about 220 pounds, and hopefully get on stage in the high 180s, maybe low 190s, somewhere around there, and just come in a lot bigger, a lot more conditioned. Posing's gonna be better. I've been actually working on my posing a lot during this off season, so I'm actually like what is it right now? Like, I'm a week out, like 10 days out from my powerlifting meet right now. So once that gets done, I'm going to be going all in on my hypertrophy, trying to gain as much size as possible and look incredible for my next show, Summer Shredding Classic. Hopefully 2020 or 2021. Let's see how long it takes me to get up to 220. So yeah, that is it. That is why I'm not doing summer shredding. That is my tips for you if you are doing summer shredding or if you're doing any sort of show. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that thumbs up button for me. It would be greatly appreciated. And I think the next video that you guys see me in, I'm going to be either closer to my powerlifting meet or it might be my meet video. So 10 days out for that right now. I'm super excited, a little bit nervous at the same time since it's my first one, but I think it's going to be a good time, and I'm looking to put up like 315 on bench, 445 on squat, and 545 on deadlift. So that's the move. Peace out, guys. I'll see you in the next one.